G'day everybody and welcome back. It's been a little while and as you'll see in a minute, you'll understand why it's been a hot minute since I was last back. But the Massey Ferguson 40 finally arrived. Unsure why the print's back to front in the picture I'm looking at, but hopefully it's around the right way in your picture. If you're new to the channel or if you just stumbled across us, welcome. We do tractors and old stuff and gardening and quads and all sorts of crazy things, and eventually we're gonna start a gin distillery. But to do that, I needed a loader, and I'm not sure if I've got one or not yet. This is going to be a real challenge for us, and by us I mean me and hopefully you. If you've got some ideas on some things as we go along, feel free to contribute, and always happy to have a chat. This is a 1970s-ish Massey Ferguson loader. It's got a 3-cylinder Perkins in it. It doesn't run. One of the things we're going to do today is try and get the crank to spin, because I've got power to the starter motor but I don't have any spinny action. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a walk around. I'll show you what we've got. If you like rust, this is the loader for you. If you don't like rust, come along anyway. And yeah, let's go for a walk. This is going to be good. Okay, we'll start at the front, and please ignore the wind. It's a bit windy here today, but we'll go for a quick walk around. So as you can see, we wanted rust. Rust is what we've got. Picked this up locally, and it's cost me $2,000. It's about about 1,200 bucks US, about 1,000 pounds if you're in England, or thereabouts if you're in Canada. No idea, but welcome to Canadian viewers. I've got a few apparently. This style of backhoe pivots here, and you get the wild ride up on the top. So this whole carousel seat assembly spins. I do have the official block of wood for a seat. I do have 2 new chairs for this, but I'll keep them up my sleeve because they're not genuine and they're definitely original. So as you can see, there's a few chains holding some things together. We had a lot of fun trying to get this on the tilt tray. Because it's unpowered and because everything was relaxed and there's no bar going from here to here, everything just sort of laid out, which made loading very challenging. Freshly mowed lawn over yonder. Get the camera to spin, there we go. So backhoe bit, it's all there except for there's a little bit of rust in the bucket I'm going to have to cut out and fix. I've got one pipe that's been diverted up the outside, which you would have seen from the other side. That's fine, we can make that work. It's all here. I've got everything, I just have to make it work. It's got reasonable tyres. Not unhappy with the price. For what I got, happy with the price. Might be a small issue with some hydraulics here. This one's not too bad. Again, got a seat to replace, got a steering wheel. As per normal, nothing in the dashboard works. If we get around here, try and have a look, you can see that the wiring's a bit dodgy, but we'll save that again for another day. Tyres, tyres are fairly reasonable. Plenty of rust, plenty of chaos. I have had some dramas trying to get this bucket to lower, but that's fine because it'll give me better access into there. I have got it supported though because I will be working in and around pinchy parts. Bucket at the front, not too bad. Again, a little bit of rust, but that's fine. I don't necessarily need to do a lot of loader work I just needed something that could do some load of work and pick things up and down off the trailer out on the block. So what else have we got? As you can see, got the exhaust pipe, which is a positive, got the front grille, got the fuel tank out, got the fuel out of the fuel tank. That is actually supposed to be diesel, not really sure what it's called now. And got the bonnet. Unusually I've got all the tin work, including, I was looking for that bolt. There you go, there's a positive, found one. Oh, hang on. Found two, there you go, there's the fuel tank mounting bolts. So, it's solid, apart from the rusty parts. So, we'll just scroll around here. Apologies, I'm trying to get this new camera to work still. Some of the issues I found, it's going to need some new mud guards or a sticker that says watch out for the spinny things when I cut them off. Again, around here, got a few stuck parts that doesn't work. Again, that's fine, it's all part of the fun. But let's talk about today's mission. Today's mission, excuse this cable tie, is to get the radiator out and try and get some spinning going on the crank. And the reason we're going to take it out straight up, if I can get in here, hopefully you can see this. Just let me change the angle a little bit. This water pump is cactus. So when we get set up, we'll find some tools, we'll take this shroud off, take some clamps off, and hopefully we'll get the radiator out. So a couple of people have asked, why do I keep buying old tractors? Well, one, I'm doing this on a budget, and two, because that's about all there is out there at the moment. A decent loader in Australia probably set you back 10 grand. So for 2,000 bucks, pretty happy with this one. And let's be serious, not like I do a lot else on weekends. Other than play with tractors and mow the lawns. So it just adds to the adventure. I think this is going to take a while, so I'll come back to you shortly. Alright, shroud's undone. Can't get it out still because we can't get past the radiator, which means it's take the radiator out time. And the problem with that is the bolts are under there and in under there. Now I was hoping to start with to not have to take the hydraulic pump off, but I think I'm going to have to. And again, that's those bolts in behind there. So we'll pull that out, I'll get the bottom radiator bolts out, and we'll see if we can lift the radiator out. Okay, I think we've had a win here, but I'm not 100%. So hydraulic pump's off, a little bit of scunge in there. You can see over here, I should now be able to get to that bolt, which I was never going to get to before. I can get to that bolt over there, and I may have found a way to try and spin the crank. Anyway, I'll keep going, I'll get this radiator out, and yeah, it's an ugly job. officially, I never ever want to have to do this again. What a pain in the ass. Not that I've got it out yet. I still have it out. Wow. Alright, I'll show you why I never want to do that again in a minute. Okay, so this bolt doesn't have to come undone, but that bolt does. I could have left the shroud on, but that would have made it all the more interesting, not that it already wasn't. And in here, you can see, so let me get back in here, you see there's that bolt that you don't have to undo, and around here, well, that's the bolt that you do have to undo. So alright, we're getting closer. So the mission is still to get the water pump off. I'll start with the fan next and keep poking along. So water pump's off. Apologies for the lack of on-camera action, but there's a lot of swearing involved. I'll show you the water pump real fast, because there's $1 million mystery involved. Get the camera to come around. So, why would I have an aluminium gasket? As for why the water pump's shagged, well, put it the right way, I think you can work it out. So that one's no good. Have to work out how to take it all apart so I can get the bolts out, because I kind of need them. Just got to remember that the big bolt goes at the top, on the right hand side, looking from the front. So that brings us to the next challenge of why we're actually here today. So we're trying to spin that crankshaft. And my next question is, how the hell do you change a fan belt on this thing without, from the look of it, pulling the front end off? So I'm thinking that there's 3 bolts in that pulley there. I'm just going to undo down there and see what happens, because this is illogical, because the way it looks, to change the fan belt I've got to take the entire front end off the tractor, which, as crazy as engineers are, doesn't make any sense. So again, I'll pull those bolts out off camera. There's nowhere to put this thing to see it, and it is ugly. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that's how you get a fan belt out. You've got to split the shaft, which is here, 3 bolts, and away you go. Unfortunately, it hasn't helped me with my how do I spin the crankshaft problem. So I'm going to have a little break and a little think. What I don't want to have to do is pull the injectors and try a different method. I just want to try and spin it first. So see you soon. And if anyone ever says old loaders are no fun, they're probably right. Okay everybody, it's several hours later and there's been lots of emotion, lots of swearing, as we tried to work out how the hell we get this thing to turn, if I can get it to focus. I believe we do actually have a little bit of movement, it's not a lot. I'm just trying to get some on film so you can believe me. There we go. It's tiny, it's slow, it's going to take me hours to do a revolution, but we're on the way. So we'll come back in a while and I'll show you what we've done. Okay everybody, after several shitty attempts at trying to record me trying to spin the flywheel, I can confirm we've done 2 teeth short of a full revolution. I keep coming up against a hard spot. Put the starter motor back in, put it about halfway, hook the power up, let's see what happens. Probably nothing. Well, there's a surprise. Goes round and round. Wow, happy days. Let me have a little break, have a glass of water, think about what I do next. Well, I guess it turns over. The one thing that people still want to know is, will it fire? Let's find out. Doesn't appear so. Let it have a little rest and have another go. Yeah, it's not just gross, it's disgusting. There's actually some oil in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So I worked out what the aluminium plate was for behind the water pump. The water pumps cut a hole in the block and created a spot where the water can get in. So I'm going to let this drain for a while or two, and then we'll put some more oil back in it. A bit less water, because that's just disgusting. Anyway, see you next time. We'll get it going, make it raw, and we'll see what other chaos we can come up with. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and enjoy your day.